Good evening. Tonight we're going to be doing a little bit of a flashback in Supergirl to a moment that really shows kind of a whole bunch of pieces of a certain kind of friendship. So it's season 3, episode 10. You're going to see Alex, who is the young woman in the video, and you're going to see Jean, who is the gentleman in the video. Jean has taken on a fatherly role for Alex and her sister based on the fact that he was good friends with their dad, and their dad is no longer in the picture. For the majority of their lives, they actually thought he was dead, and when they did find him, he ended up dying shortly thereafter. So Jean has always carried that fatherly burden of watching out for them, caring for them, protecting them. He's a Martian, so that adds a little bit of a different dynamic to their relationship. Alex is kind of that overachieving, I'm going to do what I want to do with 100% passion and 110% effort kind of person. She loves relentlessly. When she loves somebody, it is 100%. When she does her job, it is 100%. When she has a goal or a dream, she's 110% about it. She's just a very driven, very go-getter kind of person. They're on a rooftop. It is the rooftop above her workplace. It's kind of the outdoor lounge where they work. And the situation's kind of a sad one. She had been targeted because of her work as a DEO agent. She is a department agent for, and I forget what DEO stands for, but basically she's there to help protect and the world from extraterrestrial attacks. It's a world with aliens, so that's apparently something we need now. She's one of their top agents, and it had been known. So there was an alien who was out to get her, and he was attacking her. She had been jumping building to building, kind of parkour extreme style. And at the end of the day, when she talks to John about this situation, she is concerned that her drive to be a mother, she recently broke up with her girlfriend because her girlfriend never wanted kids. And she's always been sure she's going to be a mom. That's just part of her. She just knows that's going to be in her life. And so she broke up with her girlfriend to be a mom. Well, she's trying in this video to reconcile her desire to be a mother with her desire to be really good at her job, which requires her to be jumping rooftop to rooftop to rooftop, which could inherently be a dangerous task. And obviously there are other dangers with her job. So that's kind of the situation. That's kind of what they're discussing. And you're going to see them kind of go over different steps of this conversation. John is going to be very encouraging, very supportive. He's going to really show that fatherly, you'll have that discussion with the right person, and when the time is right, you'll make that decision. When the time is right, you'll know what you need to do, as he's giving her that fatherly guidance. I chose this video. It's actually from a couple of seasons ago, so it's a couple of years old, and it stuck with me, which, yay, doesn't usually happen with TV shows. I chose a specific one because it showed so many pieces of a relationship. In our chapter 10, we have communication in friendships, and I had to open up. There's different types. So there's youthful versus mature, there is long-term versus short-term, there's relationship-oriented, there's high disclosure versus low disclosure, high obligation versus low obligation, and frequent contact versus occasional contact. In this, you kind of see subtleties from a lot of those different types of relationships and different friendships that they have culminated. You'll see that it's a long-term friendship because he says, for as long as I've known you, you will see. So it's not a short-term in and out friendship that lasted a week. This is a long-term, decades deep relationship. You will see that it's a high disclosure. She is disclosing some of her deepest fears and deepest concerns, and he is comforting her and answering them accordingly. He's not awkward or unsure of how to respond. You'll see the high obligation. He has been the father figure willingly and oftentimes behind the scenes without them ever knowing that he existed for years. He has a high obligation, and when these girls call, he comes running as if they were his own daughters. And she has a high obligation to him. She will do anything for him. In fact, he's actually her boss at work. So the fact that she's jumping rooftop to rooftop which is contradictory to her personal goals because it is her job and it's what she does, and he's hired her, which does come up at the end of the clip. Shows how obligated they are to each other willingly. The frequency contact, they are not a low frequency contact. They're not occasional. They're very frequent. They are in contact daily. They work together. They discuss their day together. This is an after the day ends kind of conversation that they normally have. So that they have a lot of contact. It's a very frequent contact relationship. It's something that's not listed in the assessment list, but something that is listed in the book is relationship versus task oriented. And I think for this particular relationship, it's kind of both. It started off as a task for Jean, and they keep in contact frequently because they work together, which is also a task. But outside of that, they also have a relationship. So it kind of hits the marks for both of those. I would say it's kind of like the example in the book for the volleyball team where they're friends while they're playing volleyball, but they've also maintained their friendship outside of that. The other piece of this section is how sex, gender, and friendship kind of interact. This would be what's considered a cross-sex friendship. And you can kind of see Jean being a little bit more open, a little bit more guards down, softer, more emotional than most men would be together. So you can see him giving her that love and emotional support that he gets to kind of give when he's in a cross gender relationship or friendship. And you can see her kind of releasing her obligation to be considerate of other people's friendships, relationships, emotions, the emotional baggage she's bringing, and very candidly and honestly talking to him about the situation at hand. So it shows both sides of that, how he's able to kind of benefit from the fact that he's talking to a woman and not have to just be tough and strong. And she doesn't have to be soft and considerate of, I'm talking to a woman. I need to be, I need to put on the strong face, and I need to kind of not burden her with my emotional bearings, which I think a lot of women do, but they're able to kind of release. She's able to be very candid and with her concerns and her fears, and he's able to be very gentle and kind with his response, which works really well in this scene. So the scene and the seconds are going to be in the comment down below, just as normal. Yeah, I felt like this really kind of summed up this section this week. So thank you. I hope you have a great day, and good night.